Well, good evening. It's Wednesday evening. It's halfway through the week. Hump day for many people. Those of us who like our weekends off. So, just two more days of work to go. But to keep you going between now and the weekend and the Irish Senior Cup and the Pembroke Fifths being the home games on Sunday and Saturday, tonight we're bringing you the women's thirds. And they're up against the team of equal standing, Clontarf thirds. The evening, well, you're going to hear a bit of banging in the background. In fact, I'm going to stick the headphones on myself, see how bad it is. But you might hear a bit of banging in the background, and that's the junior men nets. They won't go on for long. They're all good enough already. So there's the Clontarf side. That's brought to you by the wonders of live scoring, which will be undertaken this evening by our umpire, Graham Mooney. And on cue, you hear his noise and his phone. So the Pembroke women's side, well, that's Becca Gallagher is leading them out today. Marissa Whaley, Ingrid Brown, Ashton Carthy. They all look the same. Naomi Mitchell, Neve Jennings, Georgia Beattie, Rebecca Lacey, Susie Whaley, Ava Dowling, and it's not Kingarth, and that doesn't look like Kingarth anyway. It's actually Ailish Fitzgerald.
It's not great movie scoring either.
Is Kim Lee is doing a magnificent job as this evening's scorer, and it's her that's providing these wonderful graphics and scores. Well, the data that goes into the wonderful graphics and scores. Niall will be running around, providing us looks at batting cards, bowling cards, worms and Manhattans. I'm afraid I don't know who the other umpire is. I suspect it's somebody from Clontarf. I do have the Clontarf 11 in front of me, but you will have to excuse me if I'm not very good with their names. However, I can tell you that Holly Erskine is going in and opening with Sue Lawless. There'll be 1 and 2. Georgia Beattie opening the bowling. Now, usually I cheat and have my phone open on the Leinster statistics, Leinster cricket Leinster statistics page. There's a problem with it. I can't get into it. Keep showing me a picture of somebody playing a shot and saying that didn't work. Well, if you are in Sandymount or anywhere near, or you're at Nets or whatever else, this should be fun. Women's thirds have played a couple of games this year, if memory serves. I know they came second to Railway, but I think they've won a game as well. It was an away game, so why would we know about it, says Niall and I. So there you go. We're there or thereabouts. We're about to start. Georgia Beattie is indeed opening the bowling, and she is doing so from the St John's end. Holly Erskine to face the first ball. It's well pitched up there, super length. Nearly did her on length. Line not quite there, but nice getting her playing at it. They were definitely sort of ball that's going to take a wicket at some stage. Well, that's hit straight to mid-on, where they're going to take 2 to the fielder's throw, and that's a good call. Holly Erskine, she moves on to 2, off 2, and the Clontarf. Wow, what a delivery there. Holly Erskine may have got 2. Well, there you go. First wicket down, 2 on the board. just playing across the line. See, that front foot didn't move. It was, well, the angle it's coming in at, it does move.
A tiny bit as well.
Can we use that? Well, and then you heard the inevitable clunk as the ball careered into the stumps. And Graham Mooney finds his first rebuilding task. And that's a super start for Pembroke, and that's just what they wanted. Well, if you weren't awake after work, you certainly would be now. How your day went, I have to say, whether it was a great day or an extremely disappointing day. Be worth coming down now. Oh, another one goes past the outside edge.
Should put out the scoring sheets I thought to put in the car for you. It is if you're writing it at the moment.
Yeah, I like you and your shelves now. I'm just trying to keep notes at the moment, and then I'll see which ones I use, which ones I don't. Then I'll adapt it, and then I'll finally create a template. So I'll probably be dead by the time I get round to it. But we shall see how we go. And this is a super start for Pembroke. Well kept out. That one was on the stumps, and now they've gone for the run. Perhaps thrown to the wrong end, but there was no dissent call, and she did the right thing, throwing it to her keeper. So another run onto the board, and that's the end of the first over. And at the end of the first over, Clontarf find themselves 3 for 1. Good evening, Peter. Well, attendance at nets, it's not mandatory, but it's starting to get busy now. Let's hang on to that for Ron. It's the car park a little bit on the full side. Who aren't? Oh. I think Dale has a function on. Well, second over begins, and it's Susie Whaley. Well, she's certainly getting the encouragement of her teammates at the moment. Really is a gorgeous evening here. You can see why nets are so well attended. There's actually some good fielding practice going on over on the rugby pitch now. Well, that one's in the air. They just take the single this time, perhaps wisely. It was up there a while. One wondered if anyone would get to it. They didn't. Score moves on to 4.
Very first thing in the car park.
Yeah, that suggests something. Well, let's hope it's not denied. If it does, we'll certainly be going into stealth mode. Played away on the offside. There is a single there. The fielder comes in quickly. Fields well, but not quickly enough to prevent the single. I don't know if I brought...
Don't worry, you're fine.
Did I see a roll of your tape out here earlier?
Oh,
Okay, no, just to hold my pages open. You've probably got something better. Probably got bulldog clips or something. So, in at number 3, Alicia Pasley. WhatsApp messages are brilliant, but wearing these glasses, you have a choice. I can either read what people are sending me, or I can watch the cricket in the middle. Well, little clip or something. Even a paper clip would do. Well, this one taking the bat just round the corner. No chance of a run. Georgia Beattie now into her second over. Well, 2 are there. It's always like the triangular ones. I don't know why. That's it. Nicely played out in the offside again. Nicely fielded. Nicely played out on the leg side. The fielder's going to have to come in from the fence. They do. Susie Whaley doing a fine bit of fielding there. Is that a mother leading the cheers? Pride is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Pride in your children, I mean. Not self-pride, obviously. But yeah, great to see families playing together. Good ball. And very well played back with a very straight bat. Sue Lawless, well, she's the one facing at the moment. And she played that with a very straight bat. Great to see. Just the one run from the over. Just the one wicket down so far. Oh no, I've got those up.
oh yeah, no, put figures out.
And I'm not really, yeah,
And then you don't have to look at the right as well.
yeah. I should get a bit more analog, less digital. Learning all the time on this job. It's in the air. Oh, she nearly gets there herself. Susie Whaley, great effort. Didn't quite get that. If you are watching, don't be afraid to let us know. And there we go. Swipe across the line. Susie Whaley gets past the bat, and nothing was going to stop it reaching the wicketkeeper except that off stick. That's gone. That's a wicket. And that's delight for the Pembroke side. 11 for 2. And that's after 4.2 overs. 3.2 overs. Well, it was mainly the crossbat shot, didn't get across to the ball, and she missed it. When the batsman misses it, you want it to hit, and hit it did. Clontarf now, 11 for 2. Graham Mooney is umpiring down there at the nursery end. Search joke here. And the Clontarf umpire, I'm afraid I can't identify him. So after the departure of, well, well, the new bat is coming to join us, Laura Granger.
You batted Laura Granger.
That's what I said.
Our comment is from Laura Granger. Our one comment is from Laura Granger.
Oh, what did she...
Being a bit crackly, so I'm checking that now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure she's not hearing it now. Well, we apologise for any crackling you are hearing on the sound. Perhaps it's clearer now. Susie Whaley very full on that one. It hits the fielder's foot, but Ash Carthy, she's round the back tidying up. Dot ball. That sounds fine to me now. Perhaps the crackle she was hearing was... Well, another commuter heads home. And out in the field. Oh. Well, that's one of those really, really polite appeals.
The second one I thought was worth a shout.
I thought it was worth a shout. Graham Mooney, however, moved out of position straight away. That's the end of the over. Well, that's a good over for Pembroke. No runs and a wicket. And you know what that means. A wicket maiden. Yay. Well, is this the league where you only need 4 bowlers? Because they're bowling Georgia for her 3rd. Now, it's not a bad move. You've got 2 wickets down. Oh, this one slips away down the offside. But you've got 2 relatively... Well, we are only in the 5th over, I suppose. But the runs aren't flowing. Very good ball, full of length. Oh. What a lovely way to spend a Wednesday evening. Bars open. Well, that's nicely played away on the leg side. Breaking her wrists as she went across there. It's pulled the ball round to mid-wicket. Takes the single. And Laura Granger, she's off the mark. Score of St Valentine's at the moment. 14-2. Please yourself. Well, that won't last long anyway. Safely home for the run, played out in the offside. Another stump reconstruction job for Mooney and Mooney. Going 20, 25 yards away. Played round the corner. Becca Gallagher it is doing the chasing round there. Underarm throw comes in and it's a good one. Another good ball, nice and full, well fielded. Super piece of fielding that. That ends the over. Clontarf have moved on to 16 for 2. Scoreboard seems to have taken a little bit of a hit at the ground, but on your screens it's exactly right. It's 16 for 2. Well, there's the batting card to date. Quarter of the way through this innings. Already 2 wickets fallen. And we'll bring you the bowling figures after this over from Susie Whaley. Lovely ball, but also, well, Granger getting a foot down the track, straight bat, and keeping that one well and truly out. Well, that one's a bit short. It's pulled away, and oh, it's fielded. Can you replay that? It was a chance, you mean? Susie Whaley in again. I have a feeling that's going to become a very familiar action over the next few years. And here's the one I didn't quite understand. It's been lifted out there and it's frozen and it's gone. But no, that I saw what I wanted to see. She had a lot of ground to make up. Well, a late caller, yes. There should be a second there as well. She's going to run it, and she's going to get there safely. Well, that's good reading of the game. She understood how long the ball was going to be in the air for, and she managed to get back for a further run. Well, the score's starting to move along now. Evening, James. Grand. Yeah. Yeah, well, when you finish doing the running around and all that, there's always a mic open here for you, sir.
Try this again.
And yeah, I'd be delighted to keep wicket at the weekend. Change of bowling now at the St John's end. Skipper Becca Gallagher. She'll be bowling left arm around. No, left arm over. Left arm over to start with. High bounce, it goes back high, it spins, almost beats the fielder, and they take a single. A little bit of everything in that delivery. Becca Gallagher never afraid to give the ball some air. This one a bit flatter. It's pulled away again to the leg side to square leg. Leave Jennings does the fielding and gets it back to the bowler. Single again. Well, Clontarf will be feeling a bit better now. They were 2 for 11. These two have already put on a bigger partnership than that. Oh, and there it ends. Becca Gallagher bowls Laura Granger. God, they're quick at taking the scores down, aren't they? So this one, you can see it's online all the way. She could have had her LBW, but she definitely had her bowled. She departs for 7. And the score is now 23 for 3. And the 6.3. Well, that partnership lasted 3 overs. As I quickly do all my mental arithmetic. By golly, is it mental. It's now, of course, the 7th over. 23 for 3 is the score. And next to the wicket, we haven't found out. Lisa Coulter comes in at number 5. And Sue Lawless continues her impervious way. She opened the innings. She's still there. And Lisa Coulter will face her first delivery from Becca Gallagher. Again, as is so often the case with Becca Gallagher, played round to square leg, they take a single. But for Becca, you should almost have one deep at square leg and one halfway at square leg, and you cut off a huge amount of runs. Very, very close, very tight together. And a fine, fine leg. Yeah. Well, swung around to square leg again. They get the single. Another single taken to the leg side. It's not often you see people hit Becca Gallagher to the offside. She gets through that over, and a fine over too for Pembroke. There seems to be some problem with the scoreboard, but the live scoring right up to date. 26 for 3 after 7 overs. Well, that's up there now. Now, bowling from the nursery end, Ash Carthy. Well, swung around to the leg side. It is stopped. No, it's signalled 4. First boundary of the innings. And a fine boundary. What? Was there? Oh, I missed that one. But Lisa Coulter, well, she's off to a flyer. 4 down to square leg. And that really moves the score along. Ash Carthy again, just like Becca Gallagher, gives it a lot of height. This time it's stopped by the fielder out there. There won't be a second. Well, flock of birds, not quite flock of seagulls, but flock of birds just passing. There we go, there's one of them. Ash Carthy with a very full ball again onto the leg side. They call for the run. This might be a mistake. They're a long way off. The throw could have been slightly more closer to the stumps where Naomi would have taken that. It's a good effort. Ball still on the pitch. Let's have the ball. Wicket broken. The wicket's broken and the batter was in. Well, do we have an exciting few days of cricket for you? On Saturday, I shall be vacating the commentary booth to keep wicket for the 5th 11. And then on Sunday, and this is the game I'm really talking about, of course, the first will be playing against Pembroke in the Irish Senior Cup. That's a tough assignment. Current league champions, favourites for the Irish Senior Cup. But it is in Sydney Parade. Oh, Ash, forgetting to let go there. That one's going to be called a no ball. Don't think it caused anybody any danger. But yes, the firsts have a job to do on Sunday. I'll tell you one thing. They can beat any team on any day. Well, bit of a hold-up. I don't know what we're missing now. Well, I don't know what that hold-up was about, but I think even the umpire was starting to question how long it was taking to set a field. And now questions coming in from the sideline. It's It's all a bit strange. This one gets down the wicket, but again pulled round to square leg. Georgia Beattie picks that one up very nicely, gets it back to Naomi Matthews on the bounce. Well, there you have it. Score now. Oh, this one, the bat misses this one. It's a bit outside off. Is it because it was outside off, or would she have missed it if it was on the stumps? Well, that's the question. And now, after a very good over for Clontarf, the score has moved on to 35 for 3. Nearly up at a 1, 2, 3 and over, 4 and over. 4 3/8. There you go. Well, the really keen fielders have done their bit out there. Time for some more experienced gentlemen next. Becca Gallagher now to continue from the St John's end. It's great that the sun's still so high in the sky at this time of day. 6:30 start for a 20-over game. Isn't that just incredible? Won't last for long, but well, it does.
What? In the Tesco back there. There's one like half full, one full.
Everyone's just had that conversation.
Well, 10 people have just had that conversation with you.
And
Anywhere over the world. Swept away square leg again. This time it beats the fielder. This time it runs into the fence. Mother not quite doing as tidy a job as daughter. And in fact, daughter's the one who fetches the ball out of the hedge. 4 more onto the total. Up to 39 now. Beautiful ball played out to square leg. See what I mean about strengthening the square leg area? Every run is being scored there. Yeah, but nobody else did because you refused to have a microphone. It does make you look at a game incredibly differently. Played out the offside. Ash Carthy will fetch that from Gully. I'll tell you the other thing I've noticed here as well. Do you see between the gap between the two houses? And there's a satellite dish. Well, well run by Clontarf, taking the singles that are there. Well, every time I look over there, the satellite dish looks like a beer bottle label because the shadow gives it a bottle shape, and then the chimney gives it the top of the bottle look. So every time you look over, it looks like a bottle of Jack Daniels or something. Other shadow beers are available. Well fielded on the boundary. Susie Whaley kept her eye on it, got her hands down to it. Ketchup or something, you on that? Or Coca-Cola? Other soft drinks are available. Not as nice, but are available. Anyway, it's not just me going mad. Do you know there's quite a good crowd down here tonight to watch this game? We've had some nights where it's just been you, me, and two teams, and sometimes not even they've been full. But it's heartening to see just how many are attending nets at this stage of the season. Oh, well, that one was dead on middle stump, but she's managed to pull it round and found the boundary with it. Good shot.
No, like you sleep in it. No, damn thing.
I don't know. Do you sleep in a bed? I sleep in a bed. Yeah, sleep in a bed. Another boundary. Whilst we were discussing the sleeping arrangements or habits of people walking past the ground mics. Well, the Clontarf half century is up now. Well, Graham Mooney. He's hard, but he's fair. Again, another one. This isn't bad bowling from Ash. She's getting it on the stumps. I've noticed a sub-fielder on. Do we know who isn't here? Rebecca Lacey? Isn't that Rebecca Lacey there? Either way, sub-fielder. There we go, another one on the stumps. Again, pulled round to leg. This time the throw at the stumps, and oh, that can't have been a million miles away. Well, there was an effort there, great effort. One stump to aim at. She went for it, and just, well, I'm sure Niall will line up a replay that will show you just exactly how close that was. Oh, we've got a whole highlight of reel running at the moment. Well, this one is down the leg side, and Graham Mooney, no hesitation. He signals wide. Well, he signals wide down the pitch. I'd love to be able to say he signals wide to the camera and then to the scorers, but I can't. This one's outside off. It's pushed away. Oh, one hand, one bounce. No. That's well run. Bounced well in front of her. No chance there. There seems to be not a mist, but just a... It could be I just have dirty glasses on, to be honest. But it's a beautiful sky this evening. Just wispy cloud. Oh, well thrown. Well, that's the over-up. Well, these two have done a super job for Clontarf. They've put on a really good partnership now. Lawless and Coulter. Well, Lawless has made her way to 24 quite handily. And Coulter at 11. Well, there's... Oh, that was some shot, wasn't it? The hook inside the wicketkeeper. Always a good one to get. Brendan Ferris now in the nets. He's just swiveled on one down his leg side. We might just pop over to the nets and take a live look at that in a minute. But at the moment, it's another Becca Gallagher delivery. Another one hit out to square leg. I'd almost have those two fielders closer together. And then you can have one in on the single as well. Well, this one's outside the off stick. It's played up in the air. It's a lovely one, hit through the covers. And it's going to reach the fence. And it has. Well, now we just take a quick look in the nets now. Ferris just readjusting his guard. Oh, he's got to work on that shot a bit. I think we'd better leave the nets for a while. Well, it's a lovely evening this evening, and what else would you be doing other than watching cricket? I have to say there is a little disappointment that Anna Beale hasn't come down for a women's third games to commentate. Score has now moved on 61 for 3. Played around in front of square this time. Well backed. Well, 61 for 3 now. And this the 11th over. Sorry? Well, I'm not on her next flight. So Neve Jennings has left the field. She's hurt her quad muscles, which fits in nicely. Now, some more highlights. A nice shot through the covers. There's the Whaley. Not quite getting that. Well, change of bowling now from the nursery end. Well, it's somewhat of a surprise as third change bowler. I can assure you it's not Kay Garth. Oh, that's worth an appeal, and it's given out. Oh, again, the polite appeal works. And that is a wicket for Ailish Fitzgerald in her first over, and she'll be delighted with that. 63 for 4. Well, I think that there was no doubt that that was out. Well, that's just the wicket that Pembroke wanted, just when they wanted it. Now, Sue Lawless, she's doing a tremendous job, keeping one end nice and safe and scoring runs at a good old lick. 29 off 23 now. 29 off 25. Should have gone to spectators. Should have gone back to spectators, I think is the phrase for me. Still, we'll worry about that when I can't see anymore. Fitzgerald again, good ball, well fielded, and well back to her. Oh, that was a quick delivery all in. If only they could play test cricket at that speed, we'd all be a lot happier. And here she is, a mere 8 seconds later, ready to bowl the next ball. This one goes down the leg side. Graham Mooney deciding that, well, be harsh. Full ball's gone now. Just the one wicket to fall. That's all that's happened. 2 balls away from a wicket maiden in her first. Tosses it right up there. That, I think, came down enough not to be called a no ball. However, it is played round to square leg, and a good relay between the Clontarf and Pembroke players sees the ball back with the bowler. Score has moved on 64 for 4. Nicely played out again to square leg. It's certainly where most of the runs have been scored. Square leg or just in front. That's the end of the next over. And the score is now 65 for 4. Caitlin Gray, wicketkeeper and batsman number 6, joined Sue Lawless in the middle during that over. And yeah, that's a bit better. Thank you very much, Noel. Where'd you go? No, that doesn't make any difference. No, it's. I should get a velvet sheet for that sort of thing, that would just hang from. Despite the bullet bill or something. Georgia Beattie back into the attack now. This one's played out on the offside and well fielded. Ava Dowling doing fabulous work in close for Pembroke tonight. Well, Pembroke needed that wicket. They needed to break that partnership. That partnership worth 40 runs. Well, the cry of lovely isn't echoed by the umpire, who gives a wide. I'll make this Georgia Beattie's. Well, maybe they do bowl 5. Well, that's played away. Down towards third, it's Ash Carthy chasing it down. Oh, there's a bit of a mix-up as to who should pick it up and throw it. And now the ball's back, and no more will be taken. However, good delivery for Clontarf. 3 came off it. Do you have biscuits inside? Well, that one goes down the offside. It's missed by the keeper. It's going to be more than just 1 wide. I think it's going to be 3. And 3 it is. 2 for the running, 1 for the direction. I could see it back in the nets, Phil. Georgia Beattie gets just played out to point. It will just be a single. Sun now starting to peek its way into the gazebo. Yeah, 20 past 7 now. That one's just played back to the bowler, who lets it go through to a fielder. Still 2 more balls to go in this over. And this one Oh, misfield by Becca Gallagher. Well, that's the end of the over. Well, it's a good one for Clontarf. The score's now moved up to 75 for 4, 76 for 4 off 13 overs. Run rate of 5.85. Tesco ones. You know they're also you know they're also 6 months out of date. Yeah, they can stay there, I think. No chemicals decaying. Oh, this one sliding down the leg side. Graham Mooney gives it as a wide. Well, at one stage, Clontarf were 23 for 3. They're now 77 for 4, and I bet they're feeling a lot better in the sidelines now. You're thinking about eating them, are you? If it was a natural product, it would have decayed by now. Yes. It's when the bag of jelly babies becomes sentient, that's when you need to worry. Then you can never, ever open the bag. So toothpaste, it won't go back in. Much better ball, no, much better shot. Played well out of the offside, deserves a single, gets it. Moves the score on 79 for 4. Plenty of laps this evening anyway. Well, this one, another one that leaves the pitch on the leg side. By the time it reaches the wicketkeeper anyway. And Miss Fitzgerald. Well, she's doing well. 6 for 1 off 9 deliveries. Somebody's scored a try in the rugby. Oh, she did well getting a bottom edge onto that one. Pushed it out the leg side. Fielder there was unable to pick it up cleanly. Get through for another run. And that's 81 and another try in the tag rugby. Scored by the team in green. Barbecue going tonight here as well, so if you are coming down and you're still hungry after your dinner. Oh, this one goes in the air, nearly back to the bowler, but not quite. Dot ball. There is a barbecue available. There's a good crowd down at the bar. Niall might give us a look at that from his camera at some stage. You can tell now, the sun's starting to fall. Shadows on the pitch getting longer. Oh, that's a super shot. There's nobody going to stop that. That's gone a long way for a long time. That's going to interrupt the 5th training. Another super shot. Another 4 runs. Score moves on to 85 for 4. Used to be a time if an umpire was standing there holding onto his mobile phone, you go absolutely nuts. Nowadays, of course, there are so many apps for scoring as well as crick clubs, crick info, crick. Oh, anyway, the scoring program we use, Club Crick, crick clubs, that sounds best. You just put the app on your phone and you can score a game from there. It's amazing how technology has moved on. There'll come a day when the umpires will be the ones in charge of scoring. Hey Siri, add a 4 to the scoreboard, please. I apologise if anybody's Alexa or Siri actually listen to my voice. Good choice not to take a single that time. Again, my fine fielding on the infield. There's an appeal. It's turned down. What do you want me to do? Bruce! Can you get off the sight screen? Get off the sight screen. Things we learn. It's the new setup down at the St John's End, down at the Aidan Dempsey scorebox. Nice shot out into the leg side again. This time, fielder gets there. Clontarf, they're doing very well. They're getting close to a run of ball now. It really is setting up for a super game of cricket, this one. Oh, it's hit beautifully over the ring. The fielder on the boundary will get there. Number 2 onto the total. 89 for 4 now. And Clontarf starting to put together some sort of total here that they'll be very confident of defending. Appeal, but that was going well down the leg side, and I think even Bowler knew that. Didn't deem it worthy of comment. And that one goes through to the keeper, and is allowed go by Graham Mooney this time. Is this the league where you can only bowl 8 balls in an over? Okay. Nicely played, undercut it, but it was straight to the fielder. Gets it back in. Over Dowling, I think that is. I think really, I'm making a complete guess. It's a process of elimination. I've got down to 1 or 2. I really wish I was better with names. There's Fitzgerald now, knocked Kay Garth. Doing very well from the nursery end. Just so I say that, another one gets knocked out to the leg side boundary. They get another single. That's good fielding. 90 on the board now, and just 4 more overs and this delivery. Sammy's back. Welcome back, Sammy. So I'm early on. Well, another one just taken off middle stump. Throw at the stumps, it just misses again. An opportunity, no, undoubtedly. Ash Carthy, well, should have had a good view of that. Well, did they think I meant get off it for 5 minutes and then sit back down on it? Yeah, I know, but they were all there. They must have thought it was just Bruce's weight. And the wicket falls, just pops straight back up to the bowler. Susie Whaley takes the catch, first ball of her 4th over. And that one, well, Pembroke will be delighted. Another wicket, it will slow the run rate down. Another good partnership of 28. And would you believe, Lawless is still there. Simple one for her. Nevertheless, they do have to be taken. Very heartening to see many of the 5ths down for fielding practice tonight. Well deserved and a good wicket for Susie. As I say, I do have to help you a lot more with statistics. Where the wicket Leinster size up, which it wasn't earlier. It's kept out this time. Daya Siam faces her first ball. That one's in the air. Oh. Just getting to that time in the evening now. Sun is starting to create those long shadows, but also, of course, the gazebo, a lot less use than it was earlier. But it is a beautiful evening. There is a good crowd down here tonight. I mean, I admit most of them are tag rugby players, but this is a good crowd down at Nets. Susie Whaley again, just inducing the false stroke, which Ingrid Brown fields. Well, it's beautifully hit. Lifted over square leg for 6 on this occasion, and that's a beautiful shot. And it really does take Clontarf to the brink of 3 figures. 99 for 5 now after, well, Daya Sam saw the delivery, got a bat underneath it and lifted it. Beautiful timing. Is there any chance you can, like, no, move the batsman? I don't. Oh, another one played up in the air on the offside. They're going to take the single. Daya, well, She looks like she can score a few quick runs here for Clontarf, and that's the 100 up for them. This just a beautiful timed shot, got a bat underneath it, lifted it down towards the clubhouse, got halfway through a run, and then she realised, well, no point running for that, it's gone all the way. 6 more runs, that took them to 99. Since then they've taken a single, and now 100 for 5. 3 overs to go, and they'll be looking to push that score up to 120. Lawless has done an absolutely exemplary job. 39 from 40 deliveries. And Fitzgerald comes in again. Oh, this one. Diane gets hold of again, and it's another 4. She is going to score runs quickly. 13 now from her first 6 deliveries. Good ball, good line, good length. Siam, well, she knew what she was doing. Bruce. Just 2 overs to go after this one. Oh, it's in the air, and Naomi Matthews just, oh, she's just out of the reach of her glove's fingertips. Bruce, please. This one a full toss. It's large enough for Graham Mooney to decide it's a no ball. And they get another run as well. That's 2, 3, 4 runs off this over so far. And they'll be looking for, well, at least 6 and over, if not 8 for the last 2 as well. Ash Carthy making good ground to ensure that that one didn't get past and no additional runs scored. Well, this time she was too eager for the shot, forgot the timing, went with power, it didn't work out for her, but they get through for another single. And that's the end of the 18th over, just 2 to go now. If we were to have this summer for the entire, well, weather for this summer for the entire summer, good chance of that happening. If we were to have this weather for the entire summer, I have to say, we'd all be brown as berries, except maybe Rafe Garland. And you would hear nothing but people moaning about how hot it was. Personally, I love it. Any weather that lets you play this game, watch this game. Ladies. Right, it's a wide down the offside. Susie Wade there, I thought I saw a off cutter. the rugby field. It's worth an appeal. It's going down the leg side. It's run away. It'll be leg byes, I feel. Always one of the most difficult overs to bowl. Always feel the first over on the 19th. Well, they set a lot up. Another off cutter. This time it's played out almost to the point boundary. Relay throw gets it back in. Susie collects. Just good heavy curtain. Oh, the big swing. It's up in the air. Ash Carthy chases it. Ends up going, well, 270 degrees of the circle. But it really did come spinning off the edge of the bat, and it just ran away from it. Well, that's over up. 19 gone. 1-1-3. Well, Clontarf will be thinking if they can take 7 off this over, Pembroke will need over 6 and over. And psychologically, that can be a tough one. $19 gone. Run rate of 5.95. Evening. Yes, I am. She's moved on 16 off just 15. But what an innings this has been from Sue Lawless. 41 from 43. She's kept going at a great rate all the way through this innings. The only shame from a Clontarf point of view is she hasn't had more of the strike. Becca Gallagher starts with a wide down the leg side. A no ball for not even being on the wing. Good shot to the leg side boundary, where it's fielded, brought back in. Just a runner ball from here on in, we'll get them to 120. Phil, good to see you with a bat back in your hand. The run out is affected. It is effective. And that's the 6th wicket down for 115 in the 20th over. And this is a good solid performance for a good Clontarf batting team. Once again, Sue Lawless, you can see, remains undefeated. And it's her that will be facing the next delivery from Becca Gallagher. Well, push out to the side. Great pickup. super piece of fielding that made it as easy as possible for Becca Gallagher at the stumps just to remove the bails. And Deo Sam's brief but productive innings comes to an end. O'Reilly now facing. She hits it. Solid ball out to square leg where it ricochets off the fielder. Make a wise decision not to go. For a second. 116 for 6 now. This one an inside edge onto a pad, so there'll be no single there. Just 2 balls remaining in this innings now. Sarah O'Reilly it is, who's come in at number 8. Good, solid hit over the inner ring, and that's going to run away to the boundary, and there is no better way to bring up 120 than that. Fabulous shot. Full swing of the bat, cleared the fielder in the ring. Nobody else was going to chase it down. 120 on the board for Clontarf. They will fill their in with a great chance in this game now. The helter-skelterness of a last ball, and they get home for a leg bye, and Clontarf will end their innings on 121 from 6 from there, 20 overs. We'll join you again in about 10 minutes for the commencement of Pembroke's reply. Pembroke then need 122 from their 20 overs. Niall, no doubt, will now take you through. In fact, I can take you through the batting card. Well, there's certainly one standout there, and that standout is 43 for Susan Lawless. Fabulous knock. As I say, the only shame of it was that she didn't have walk a strike. And she was given plenty of assistance. I didn't think it would. So here's the Pembroke figures. Susie Whaley, 2 for 25, 5 and over. Nobody really suffering today, except maybe Ash Carthy, 23 coming off her 2 overs. But well done to Ailish Fitzgerald. Ailish Fitzgerald, who on your scorecard is appearing as Kim Garth. Well, 1 for 20 from hers. And Georgia Beattie, 1 for 24. And Becca Gallagher, 1 for 26. And there was a run out, so 7 wickets fell. 6 wickets fell? Yes. So that's the first innings. Oh, I have to have a look at that. Always have to have a look. This is the worm. And it's very consistent from Clontarf. Wavy perhaps, but overall consistent. You could put a ruler against that. It wouldn't be a million miles off. Certainly accelerated from the 7th over onwards. Some good partnerships, and it saw Clontarf set a target of 122 for Pembroke to chase down in about 5 minutes. Welcome back for the second innings of this Division 3 Cricket Leinster Women's League game between Clontarf and Pembroke. Clontarf in their first innings got to, for those of you who weren't with us then, got to 121 for 6 off their 20 overs. Successful bowlers for Pembroke: Becca Gallagher, Ailish Fitzgerald, Georgia Beattie and Susie Whaley with 2 wickets for 25. Now, Naomi Mitchell and Rebecca Lacey are batting for Pembroke, and without wishing to call her, there we go. Ava O'Reilly, it is, opening the bowling from the nursery end, opening from a different end to the home club. Pembroke opened from the St John's end and finished at the nursery end. Good bowling, no calling, no backing up, but good bowling there. 2 dots to start with. Those 2 dots have pushed the run rate up by 0.1 of a run. Just sparring outside the off stump. Oh, trapped between bat and pad outside the off stump. No run taken. Some people walk the darkness into light. Joe Prendergast nets darkness into light. Well, this has been a super over so far. O'Reilly, not a run conceded. Well, she's hit it, so they take the run. 1 off the last ball of the over, and the score is 1 off 1. Clontarf, of course, did lose a wicket in their first over. Fate that Pembroke have avoided so far. But Naomi Matthews now will be facing next ball. The first ball from the St John's end. And there's 1 on the board. 121 more to go. Lisa Coulter, I suspect this is bowling now. Comes in at a good pace. Bit of swing on that ball. Oh, Lisa Pasley. Well, that one gets past the keeper. It's signalled as a bye. It is a bye, but it's 1 more onto the total. And now Rebecca Lacey, she'll get to face her first ball.
Hello, Amanda. Oh,
Hit straight down the ground. They'll look for a quick run. The fielder doesn't quite get down to it, but she's well backed up. But a first run off a first ball for Rebecca Lacey. Straight back into the swing of things. Naomi Mitchell just letting that one go through to the keeper outside the off stick. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can go through there. Yeah. Not at all. That's another good ball just outside off. Naomi Mitchell not quite comfortable in the middle yet. Well, I'll just take a half glass. I'm driving, thanks. That one's hit her on the pads. There's a polite appeal. Oh no, it's hit her on the stumps. Naomi Mitchell, she departs. Just the one to her name as she faced 10 deliveries. Score 3 for 1. And this the second over. Oh, well, yes, it's hit her foot in front of the stumps and then gone on to hit the stumps.
Until it hit the leg.
Well, it did. It took it onto the stumps, and that's the first wicket down. And after 2 overs, Pembroke 3 for 1. Well, Naomi never looked really comfortable out there tonight. Very watchful. Well, Clontarf will feel they're on top now. Not quite in the driver's seat yet, but certainly have taken up position on the front bench. Becca Gallagher next in. She's at the non-striker's end. And now Pasley to continue. 1 for 1. Oh, sorry, O'Reilly to continue. 1 for none. None for 1. It's obviously about 3 shifts of rugby players. Rebecca Lacey facing now. She hit her first ball for 1, and the next 2 have slid past her. There's a bit of nervousness about the Pembroke batting at the moment. Well, that one's gone up in the air. It's got back down to the turf. It just fell through the hands of the fielder. Well, Rebecca Lacey trying to bring some aggression to her innings. And it nearly ended there and then. But she got away with that one. Becca Gallagher now, of course. Left arm bowler, right hand bat. Nicely played away on the offside into space. Boundary rider comes in, does the fielding. Becca just using all of her experience there, just pushing that one into the offside, taking the single. You off, Charlie? Enjoy.
Cheers. See you later.
Are you playing Saturday? Well, another wicket falls. Score 5 now. Well, another one that's come off somebody's body and run onto the stumps. And Rebecca Lacey, she departs. Alrighty, she picks up a wicket to match her partner. Well, this is a super start for Clontarf. We haven't even completed 3 overs and already they have Pembroke 5 for 2. It looks like Becca Gallagher may have had a change of pads or a rear fixing of pads. And that's caused the small delay here. Ava Dowling next to bat. If she bats as well as she fielded, she'll be doing very well. No run there. And that's the end of the over. That's 3 overs gone. And the score, 5 for 2. Same stage, Clontarf 11 for 1. Pembroke need a partnership and they need quite a large one. Becca Gallagher now to face the bowling of Lisa Paisley. Another dot ball. Much as the Pembroke innings has got off to a slow start. There's still plenty of time here. What Pembroke need is somebody like Sue Lawless, who did an absolutely fabulous job in that first innings for Clontarf. She held that innings together. There was no cluster of wickets. There were good partnerships all the way through. Becca Gallagher doing well. Keeps that one out. Another dot ball though. And they're starting to mount the required run rate now. It's for the first time gone above 7. We'll keep an eye on it, but we won't go on and on. Again, another one where Becca Gallagher just plays the ball out in the offside, takes the single, sensible play. Just getting her eye in, just rotating the strike. Two bats, just have a quick word. Ava Dowling. Just I suspect quite new to the game. Oh, it's gone up in the air, but it's going to land safely between 3. And now she could be out, run out, and she is. Well, that's devastating for Pembroke. They're losing a wicket and over at the moment. 1 for 3, 2 for 5, and 3 for 6. There's the one that went up in the air, and that just landed safely. But then the fielder had the presence of mind to get it in quickly. She hit the stumps, Ava Dowling, apart from taking out the fielder, was nowhere in sight, immediately apologetic, offers her hand, complete mistake. She was late starting. Becca called her. She went, but she was out by a long way. Not even a photo finish. Well, she took out the fielder. She has to go back to the pavilion, and Pembroke find themselves 6 for 3, and their pursuit of 122 for victory, well, that's starting to look a long way off now. They need 116 from just 16 overs. Well, it's not impossible. Sydney. Sammy the Seagull strutting his stuff in front of us. Seems to have followed us down from the top end. Nice shot. Georgia Beattie playing one through the covers. Couldn't hear a word. Oh, yes, no, yes, no. All from one person. No run there. Well, if Pembroke are to get anywhere close in this total, these two are going to have to put together a very good partnership. Nicely played on the offside. Plenty of voices in the Clontarf field now, and no surprise. Well on top. 8 for 3. Oh, 8 for 3, Pembroke now in reply. Played up the leg side. There's a call from the non-striker's end. And they get home safely. Well, Pembroke are certainly going to have to pick up a scoring rate here now. That's much better from Becca. Becca Gallagher plays it out through the covers, but it's only a single. Yet to find the boundaries. So 5 overs gone, score 10 for 3. Well, see you at the weekend, Sean. Well, junior men's nets drawing to a close. The sun's finally starting to fall from the sky. Pembroke, it seems, sliding slowly to defeat. Nearly, well, in excess of 7.5 and over required now. And at the moment, Pembroke can't get a bat on this bowling. Well, this one's in the air, and it's caught, and another wicket goes down, and the Pembroke reply is crumbling. 10 for 4 now in this, the 6th over. Well, that one just popped up in the air off the bat. Simplest of catches. And another wicket. Just came off. Well, that's a previous wicket. That's the run out. Well, really took out the field, and each time I see it, I'm thinking that's got to be yellow. It's got to be yellow. And then this one just came off the edge of the bat. Becca Gallagher's seen enough wickets in her time. She knew once that was up, the chances of survival were small. You see the way she just took the bat away from her body, and that took away any power she might have had. And in the end, it just popped up to the fielder. 10 for 4 now, after 5.5 overs. Well, Marissa Whaley is next out to bat. She joins Georgia Beattie, and they join Pembroke in a very dark place indeed. 10 for 4. White ball called. That's another one behind her. Go. Needs to learn to hit those round to square leg, round to the pavilion, round to the dressing rooms. It's just a background. One outside the off now, being called a wide. That's the shot. Beautiful shot. That's going to run away to the boundary. It's exactly what she needed to do. And it's exactly what she did do. 4 to Pembroke. Score 16 for 4. After 6. Now, at the same point, Clontarf were 21 for 2. So it's not that Pembroke are a huge way behind. But you see, all those wickets at 2, 3, 4 and 6 for Pembroke. And that's what's costing them. That will be what stops them being able to add runs quickly towards the back end of this innings. Change of bowling now from the nursery end. There's a replay of the 4. And what a lovely little shot it was. Delicate and subtle. Just placed. It was a beautiful shot. Sarah O'Reilly now. She came in number 8 in the first innings. She was there at the end, undefeated. One outside the off stump. Georgia Beattie has a little look at it, nothing more really. Too far away from the body. Another one slips down the leg side. It's gone past the wicketkeeper. Marissa calls for the bye, and she gets home safely, despite a direct hit, which always makes you think twice. Well, if you've tuned in just for this second innings, the good news is plenty of action. 18 runs, 4 wickets, and we're only in the 7th over. Sarah Riley down from the nursery end. The required rate still hasn't crept over 8 yet, just to hanging around that 7.5. Easily manageable, so long as they get a partnership together. Well, we've now reached 8:30. Just think, in 6 months' time, 8:30, it would have been dark for 4 hours. Good fielding in the outfield. Direct hit would have had Georgia Beattie in trouble. As it was, they got through for the single. Straight to the field at square leg. Caution from the running. Good ball on the stumps, just played out on the offside. No run. Tag rugby still going on, function on in the bar. Junior net's still on, although coming to an end. I see captain of the twos and first team player Joe Prendergast. Another over up, 19 for 4 after 7. Again, that worm isn't quite getting away from Pembroke yet. It may do soon enough. Change of bowling now. Daya Siam, she came in and played a very effective innings with the bat. She'll be hoping to make a similar impact with the ball. Here she comes, first ball. Well, there's hesitancy over that running. She has a good bowling action. It's bringing it in towards the right-hander. You'll see it on our main camera. Well, this one, I think should have been a no ball. Nice new t-shirt, Joe. And nice new helmet as well. Are they watching?
That's why you can't play the
Wide ball. I do think she could be an effective bowler for Clontarf. Very hard when you're so... If you watch her action now. There we go, very wide of the crease. Getting that one to go across. Oh! Harsh umpire. Ah. Much better ball. Played away on the offside. They'll take the single. Well taken single. And slowly but surely, well, these two, they've now doubled the score. And some. It was 10 for 4 at one stage, now up to 24 for 4. Well kept out. Well, the run rate has gone above 8 now. But the target has come down under 100. They take a single to point. Well run. And that concludes the over. With the score on 25 for 4. Well, if Pembroke are to chase down this total, these two need to stick together. And they need to put on, score a few boundaries as well, wouldn't be amiss. 97 off 12 now. Sorry, I can't hear. One outside the off stump. Sarah O'Reilly continuing from the nursery end, and it looks like Clontarf have got a stranglehold on this game. It's going to take something special from Pembroke now. What? Fingers are different sizes. Oh, doing her best to follow her teammates and dragging that one onto her pads and then onto the wicket. Ray Mooney gives it the, I think it was going down leg, shake of the head. But dot ball after dot ball, it's not helping Pembroke's cause. We'll see how quickly this run rate does go up. 69 balls to go now. Full toss is played out to the leg side, it will just be a single. Well fielded. Sam with a nice pick up and throw from the outfield. Kept it to a single. This one goes across. There'll be a wide down the leg side. Oh, full toss. That's going to be called a no ball. And it is. Oh, this one's gone past the keeper. But fine fielding stops it crossing the boundary. Frankie Lawless, well, she fielded for what seemed to be the entirety or most of the Pembroke innings, and now she's out there again. It's the sort of dedication you want. Well, another over goes by, 29 for 4 after 9. Bristol now on 8 off 13. And Georgia Beattie, my apologies. Georgia Beattie, 3 off 13. Well, 93 from 11 overs. It's a big ask. But these two now, well, they've put on 19. It's well fielded, but the single is there. Well, this one, strange delivery. Managed to get past the keeper for a bye. Score moves on to 32 for 4. 4 wickets to fall. Well, Becca Gallagher, she got a leading edge. It's just popped up for a simple catch. And Naomi Mitchell and Rebecca Lacey also departed. Both were bowled. Both were bowled off their pads. Well, many thanks to the 18 of you who have joined in. Okay, you've got to make a big difference between your V's and your R's. Because as far as I was concerned, that's it, you can kick it over. As far as I'm concerned, that said more benches, and I wondered what the hell you were talking about. Well, as this Pembroke innings enters its last half, I'm joined in the commentary box by James Cresswell. James, good evening.
Good evening, Craig. Good evening, all. I'm glad to join you for the first time this evening.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen. So I'm a little bit behind speed because I was in the nets, but
And how did that go?
actually quite good.
Did you destroy that crack bat?
Apparently I have, but it's got a good middle, so I guess that's the thing is to just hit the middle, you know. Pretty simple, really. Anyway, back onto the real cricket. Can you give me a quick synopsis of how the first innings went and what score they got and where we are here?
Pembroke were doing very well. They took the third Clontarf wicket with just 23 on the board, and that was in just the third over, so things were going well for Pembroke. But then a couple of big partnerships. This girl, Sue Lawless, she got 43. She opened the innings and stayed there the entire time, put together some good partnerships, 17 extras, and at the end of the day, they got to 121 for 6 from their 20 overs.
Okay.
Pembroke, in reply, lost a wicket in the second over, the third over, the fourth over, and the sixth over, and we were 10 for 4 after 5 point something. And Pembroke have now made it up to 32 for 4 as these two have put together a partnership that is now worth 22. There you go.
Wow, that's very comprehensive, and thank you very much. Do those headphones work?
Yeah, take those ones. Grant, I've been listening to myself all night.
I just got some technical issues that we're trying to iron out since I came here and interrupted everything. But, oh, thanks. Right, check this thing out.
Well,
that's
Sarah
better.
Riley is continuing from the nursery end.
He gets picky about that. So is it? Found the thing.
Yeah, he gets picky about the left right.
So I can't hear anything otherwise. Everything's in different language.
Well, there's a wicket.
Oh my
It's been
goodness.
threatening to come for a while. Marissa Whaley, she's bowled.
Well, that's just not what Pembroke needed right now. They're looking quite strong there, building that partnership, and the Clontarf are delighted, bowled well. So that's another great breakthrough. The sun's getting low in the sky. It's possibly getting into the eye line of some of the players. It's going to be difficult for the fielders, but still a lovely evening for cricket. As the next batter comes out there. Who is that? Is that Ash?
That is Ash.
That is Ash.
Ash Carthy. You wait.
And now I've
She
lost,
makes her way up the middle.
now I've lost my left hearing when he bashed that. There we go. We're back in stereo. That's all good.
He's just got a bad connection down there.
I know.
Yeah, it's the adapter that's bad, not the...
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get there.
Yeah, mate. Ash Carthy confidently walks to her position to take guard, eyeing up the bowler, no doubt thinking, here we go. I'll put a stop to this. Bowler comes in. Full ball, but just down leg and a quarter wide. Much needed run for Pembroke.
It certainly is. 89 now they require from 9.2 overs. 9.5 and over.
It's a better ball.
Ash Carthy slaps it up to mid-off. It's actually easier to see here now, James.
Yeah.
Can't commentate from the screen. Yeah.
Is there a delay between the screen and... Okay.
It's minimal though.
Right.
So
I don't mind this. Anyway, there's a good bit of play there from Clontarf. Bowler comes in again. Ooh. Deceives the batsman.
I seem to get a bit of movement off the seam there as it hit the wicket. Well, that's the end of the 11th over. Just the single coming off it. But also the fall of the wicket.
Puts Clontarf in a very strong position now. They'll be feeling incredibly confident that they can get this one home. A lot of work for Pembroke to do. But as Clontarf Innings showed, partnerships are the key. So if these two can survive and keep rotating the strike and taking advantage of any loose balls, well, anything could happen. But they're leaving their run a little bit on the late side, one would feel. Full toss there, just play it away with no run. Anyway, dot ball. Got some pace, this girl.
She's got a nice action. She looks like she can get it to move back into the right-hander. Now,
There we go.
you would tend to set quite a heavy leg side field for her.
Yeah,
It's not quite body line, but
no, I think that one, the fielder out there in the deep cover, I would actually bring her across. I don't think that. Yeah, you never know, but you just take the risk.
They have the field set. There's 3 on the leg side, on the fence.
It's a good tight line.
But when she does start outside off and brings it back in to attack the stumps, it looks so dangerous. Whereas the one that's pitching in line and you know is going down leg looks quite innocuous and safe, really.
Yeah. She just needs one that straightens up. Maybe she has that. Oh, across the line again. Brought it too far across the batter and it's called a wide. Anyway, I don't think they'd be too upset about that. There's still, you know, what 9 and a bit to get, or 10.3 and over they need now. So even with a few wides, oh, that's a good shot. Just works that way off her legs, and they're going to pick up 2. So it wasn't off her legs. I thought it was actually. It actually went off to the offside. It got an edge. I think she was trying to work it off her legs and then got an edge or something, and it went down.
I'm going to be a bit more generous and say she cut it down to third man.
That's exactly what I was going to say. What a beautiful shot that was. Graceful.
That one there, that's a very good ball. That's the one that... Oh, did they not run there?
I can't believe they didn't run that. That was definitely a run there.
Well, that's a strange call. I think they need a... Well, even so, I think if you've managed to find the boundary rider, there must be at least a single there. The way the sun is at the moment, it actually looks like it's on top of the light floodlight pole.
Certainly does. That's a good shot. Nicely struck.
That, oh, great piece of fielding, saves the boundary. That, of all the shots, the Pembroke innings, that one deserved a 4. I've only seen 1 4 so far, and that was Marissa Whaley just guiding one that was going down leg, and she pushed it on down towards the clubhouse. That one was a lovely shot and deserved more than just the 2 they got for it.
Oh, it was beautiful, but good fielding. The fielder ran a fair distance there to cut that off at the last moment to save 2 runs. Good intent. Anyway, here we go.
There's the replay from Niall.
Foot forward, beautiful
shot.
Off drive there.
Beautiful shot.
Cover drive even. Yeah.
Well fielded.
Good arm to get the ball in.
And we'll just have a quick look. You can see that gap between the 2 teams is growing here now.
Yeah, the Pembroke are leaving themselves, I think, a bit too much to do here. But
a mountain to climb, as they say. Look. State managements have come in in an attempt to reduce the glare of the sunlight. Oh, it doesn't do anything for us either. However, I now feel like I'm about to fall out the front.
I know, it does. It feels really quite weird. I think we need to lay in our stomachs before we can really... Oh, that was a good ball. She almost played that onto her stumps there. Went for the cut. No foot movement, really. And almost dragged it back on. Anyway, results of dot ball. Come on, Ash. Should be thinking, I need to make some connection. Oh, flight it beautifully. And she plays it well. Yes, and she's going to get the single. She played it off to the onside. Just past mid-wicket and gets herself off the mark with a single.
Again, there was a lack of real loud, decisive calling. It was more a negotiation for Pembroke. However, they did get through for the single, and 40 is up now.
Oh, she's floating it well.
Oh, well, O'Reilly.
Yeah, just...
Oh, this is, sorry, Laura Coulter. Lisa Coulter.
Lisa Coulter. No, she's bowling very well. Great, great length. Even the line, even if it drifts down leg, is very hard to get away. Now, there you go. It's going around the batter's legs and they're not getting forward, so they're having trouble actually connecting with that. But you're right. The previous comments you were making about the calling for the running between wickets, it's a bit lacking at the moment. Though they got to it. Ooh.
Oh, my word! That nearly took out the stumps.
He's called a no ball.
Well, it did pitch off the wicket, and that's the criteria these days. But I thought it came back again. It turned a mile.
Obviously, you're trying a bit hard to do something clever there with the ball. And it's flighted. Oh. Yeah, she's quite effective with that leg side, almost Yorker length.
It's very difficult to get away at that length.
Anyway, she's been very effective for her team. How's she going to finish the over? Oh, that's got to be... Oh, she got into that full toss. And
another great piece of fielding. Frankie Lawless, she's done a wonderful job in the field for both teams. She came on subfielded for Neve Jennings in the first innings. Must have done 18 overs.
Seriously?
And now she's out there doing, well, as many as it's going to take for Clontarf to take 5 wickets, or at most 7 overs.
Wow, she's really put in. Fantastic. It must be great to be young.
To be able, yes. Yeah. Well, David Attenborough here, tracking his seagull, but a great piece of fielding. I'm sure that's Frankie Lawless. Well, whoever it is deserves a big pat on the back.
Saved a certain boundary there.
Metaphorical pat on the back, of course.
They're making some adjustments to the field with the new bowler. Change of bowler here. So she's brought...
I think this could be Sue Lawless. Oh, A. Sinnott. Aveen Sinnott.
Aveen Sinnott, okay.
Well,
marking a run-up.
oh,
spin
she
bowler.
might want to mark that one again, just in case. That's a good start. Just pushed out in the offside, no single taken. Seriously, James, even I'm finding it a lot easier to look at this now.
Yeah, I might just use the technology, I think.
The gap between the two, you'll hear the back shot in your ear just as it's... Well, when she hits it, obviously.
Yeah. Again, another good full length. Batters finding it difficult to negotiate. Doesn't know whether to go forward or back. Oh, this one's going to be... Oh, lucky she got something on that. That was a really good line. And she tried to attempt to run out there. But, well, again, good back in there by the team.
Everyone wide awake, everyone working together. Well-oiled machine. Well, this one's gone wide.
Yeah, just tried a bit too much on that and went off the mat. Or just about off the bat as it went past the batter. So, yeah, wide. Much needed run for Pembroke. And she's sort of almost like played away on the offside. They'll pick up, went through the, oh, they're going to get
another.
I think it's, did it go across the line? No.
No, not quite, but Siam.
No, it did. It did. It's quarter 4.
Oh,
I thought it did, yeah.
Well, that's a super shot from Gail Beasy. Takes her on to...
I think you mean Georgia.
Georgina. Yes,
Georgia.
right.
Georgia Beanie, yeah. And I think, yeah, she's playing well, especially on the offside.
She certainly has some good shots there, and with a bit of work on them, she can find some scoring shots. Find that if people can find a way of hitting the ball with timing when they're young, the power will come. But it's learning about timing and how to place a ball away and not to try and overhit it, but then your natural strength will come. As you grow older, obviously it stops happening. It goes into reverse, but, you know, so...
So that's the 14 overs gone. 5 wickets down for 47 runs, or 47 runs for 5 wickets down, depends on which part of the globe you come from. I think these two would almost let's be realistic here. I don't think it's going to be a bit of an Everest to get 12.5 and over. So I actually think it'd be a good opportunity for these two to get some time in the middle, build a partnership to take in the next game.
Oh, no.
Again,
Ash Carthy thinking that she's hit it for the full face of the bat. It must be worth a run. Doesn't work quite that way.
But again, didn't hear any calling. So I think that's something that they've got to work on again. Here we go. Oh, she's crossed the line there, and she'll get some runs. Or a run. Played out to mid-wicket. Gets a single. That's a good length.
Well played away on the offside. There'll be another single there, but again, boundary can't be found.
No, they're bowling to their field, that's for sure. Especially this bowler, whose name is that Lisa Corter?
It is. It is.
She's bowling really, really well. And you just feel that with these cross-bat shots, look at that length. She's unlucky not to get a wicket. One miss, and then she's going to...
One's going to get under a bat there somehow.
There is, and it's just a matter of time. But she's not conceding any boundaries or anything but singles, really. And some of the balls are even dot balls. So I think her team or her captain, I don't know who the captain is, unfortunately, but will be very happy. No, Clontarf captain.
I think it's Laura Granger. Only because her name was on the top of the team sheet.
Yeah, that'll work. It's normally how it works. Anyway, they get a run. Pembroke get a run.
50 up for Pembroke. Well, there was a time when we didn't think that was going to happen, when they were 10 for 4. But they've made it all the way up to 50 with a loss of one further wicket. And these two now have put on 19.
Just drifting down the leg there. Not wide enough to be called wide, but results in the dot ball, and that's the end of the over. It's another very tight over there. After 2 overs, she's only conceded 8 runs. And Pembroke are 5 down for 51. Yeah, the gap between the worms is looking pretty dramatic now.
Well, you can just imagine how many the next over would have to go for it to catch up again.
Well, I think they need to channel their inner Kim Garth at this stage.
Which is a shame, because Kim Garth's name is appearing for Ailish Fitzgerald.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. She's actually on the team list.
Isn't life funny sometimes?
It is.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, that's lovely played. Shot. Just, did you get the single? Yep, called a single through. He's played on the 45 around her legs.
Well, she's certainly the top scorer, Georgia Beasy. She's moved on to 16 now.
She's looking good with the bat. She's looks very comfortable. Oh, this is a good ball. Again, pick up the single, but can't get the breakthrough past the inner ring to get to the boundary. It's always the difficult thing when you've got slow bowling is that the batter has to do all the work. There's no quick flash off the blade and edge down to, third man or anything like that. Take the pressure off. You've got to do all the work yourself. You've got to middle it all, and you've got to find that gap. So it's very difficult.
Oh, she's now coming off the short run. When she started off, she was about level with the umpire.
Yeah, no, she's decided that I'm not gonna expend any more energy than I have to.
Stand and deliver.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, lovely shot. Just for the one, but she gets there. Anyway, at least they're rotating the strike well. That'd be a positive for their team going in for the rest of the season. I would have liked it if they called louder.
If they called.
Or if they called at all, but then called louder. Oh, that's got to be lucky not to be stumped. It's called a no ball. Must be careful of that.
The wicketkeeper went to pick it up and then in going for it again, started falling forwards, and there was a good chance. Absolutely snot.
We appreciate the effort, Niall, to blot out the sun from the sky for us, but I think it's...
We see it so infrequently, let's make the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
TV pictures coming across lovely and clear. A lot clearer than it is in real life with the...
Oh, she connects with that one. That's nice. She getting well fielded. Again, just one single. One single? A single. Can't really, yeah.
Well,
another good over there by Clontarf.
just 5 coming off it, and the required rate now up to 16.5, and it's only going one way.
No, this is when I think...
You're absolutely right. These two should just try and bat out the last 4 overs, put together a partnership, learn, feel better about being in the middle. And also, you've given up your evening to come and play cricket. Why would you want to give up batting?
Oh, absolutely. No, look, there's nothing wrong with doing that, I think, especially in this stage of the game, because you will bring, it will increase your confidence. It will help you for other games that are going to come up. And also shows your teammates that if you just bat a bit sensibly, you can stay in and you can get runs. Another single there.
Or is there?
No, there is.
There was in the end, but they sort of negotiated it halfway down the track.
Wow, it was, and then there seemed to be a bit of a jog. But she timed her ability to get the bat down and just as the ball was coming through. So, well done, Georgia.
Well, we're into the last 4 overs now.
Oh, that's a nice bit of swing, actually. A little bit of movement in the air there, the bowler. I assume this is one of the opening bowlers.
Ava O'Reilly. She's now into her 4th. She's going to finish this out.
Looking quite effective. I'm going to watch this ball if it sort of comes in from leg to off.
Nicely played shot, but it's fielded again by Point. It's not going to find the fence. Another single. And there you see there is a function on tonight. The bar and the barbecue kept nice and busy.
Yes, some tag rugby played here this evening. Which is always
great to see the ground full.
Absolutely. Yeah, good that they stick around and have a drink and a bite to eat. We'll crash that one into her foot for no run. Feeling a little bit tender there. Doing the old shuffle. Quite impressed by this bowler. I think she's got a good line of length and good movement. Slash hard, and it gets past the fielder. Will it run down? No.
Another one pulled up in front of the boundary. I mean, really, Pembroke, this side wouldn't be renowned for its big hitting, but on this occasion, you have to say, one boundary.
Yeah, it's a little bit uncharacteristic, I must admit. But fair play to Clontarf. They've positioned their field well, bowled to it. Oh.
Another one in the air. Ash calls for the single.
Again, a bit of confusion there and a bit of negotiation as opposed to just get down the other end.
There was a yes-no, and then the person who said no started running without any further communication.
I think they're going to have a bit of a chat about that communication at the moment, so maybe we should talk a bit clearer.
But they have put a partnership together. They came together when the score was 32.
29.
And, they've done very well.
Oh, you can't fault them. They've done very well.
It's the biggest partnership of the innings for Pembroke. Remember, they were 10 for 4 after 4 overs. And the top order really, well, they folded their tents and went back to the pavilion. But these two, especially Georgia Beattie, she's Been out there for quite a while now. Went in at number 4, so went in the 3rd over. She's doing her best to hold this side together. Well, Fielder did well to get to it. She seems to have hurt herself. She did go down. And now she's back up again and walking, albeit a little gingerly. May have cracked the ankle bone, that one. Good ball, nicely played away on the offside. They take the single.
Good arm. Well fielded in the deep. Not backed up very well, though. Or eventually it is.
Well, the good news from a Pembroke point of view is they're over halfway now to their target. Unfortunately, they're well over halfway in overs used.
Yes.
But they have put together a decent partnership here. Partnership now worth 31.
Oh, just she had gone forward to that. She might have got onto it, but she backed away. Ash.
Yes,
and,
Ash, like that, Ash.
That's right.
'Cause I know you're
That's the
watching.
ball. That's what you should have done. Yes.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of the ball. You've got pads all over you. So
Well,
put the power in behind a shot. But it's a dot ball. Oh, she picks it up.
another one fielded by the boundary rider.
And well back there by her boundary rider partner.
It's been a good team performance from Clontarf. Nobody really standing out. I mean, obviously Sue Lawless with the batting, she got a 43 just by staying there for 20 overs.
But no, it's a great team performance. Again, oh, she's called a wide then. That's, probably fair. Georgia didn't back away and it was very wide. She almost put her back out trying to hit that.
Well, runs per over now is above a 4 every ball.
Yeah,
Unless they've only hit 1 so far in the innings.
it's going to be a hell of a lot of fireworks. Oh, just a bit too much movement there. It was great bowling. Georgia would be a bit upset that she didn't hit that. That was a very good ball. The main thing for these two batters that they just don't want to get out. You want to carry your bat now. You've gone this far. Oh, to the bottom edge.
Well, in this
Anyway.
slight lull in play, I can inform you that our next broadcast, I believe, is on Saturday.
She's very good on the offside, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
You can tell that she's practiced and you can tell that she's been coached.
Steps forward nicely, gets well positioned, puts some power into the shot. Sees the ball well, obviously.
So Niall, next broadcast next Saturday. The Fives are at home. And then on Sunday, Irish Senior Cup game against Balbriggan.
See what the weather brings.
Absolutely.
Anyway, start of a new over, and the first ball is a wide.
Well, we're down to 12 balls, 56 required. It's going to take some power hitting now.
I think quite a few extras will be needed as well. Oh, that's... Again, good fielding. They didn't go for the run. That was interesting.
Early call of no as well.
Yes, now they
there
go.
you go.
Well watched.
That's it. Lull them into the false sense of security. And then take your signal from the overthrow. Well, good to see that she was watching where the ball was and hadn't just given up on the play. So,
Good awareness.
yes, absolutely. 30 and over now.
She's just watching the bowler. Just sort of flicks it out of her wrist to get a bit of movement. It's quite good bowling. Quite impressed. Good speed.
Georgia just needs to, well, get her feet moving. That's better.
Unlucky not to be called a wide, but probably borderline.
Graham Mooney signalling his waist. 3 balls to go in the over.
And O'Reilly would be hoping to pick up a wicket just before this innings finishes. Just bowling a bit too wide at the moment. Oh, and the ball has finally got through and he got yes, good shot there by Georgia. Cut away nicely.
Second boundary of the innings.
Beautiful shot.
That's a super shot. Takes her on to 23.
Big step forward, throws the bat beautifully at the ball, follow through the wrist, great power, and cracks it to the boundary.
It's called batting, James.
Yeah. Tried to emulate that again. Thanks, Max. Yeah. That's a security. Becomes 10 foot of the store. Shoot. Anyway, last ball of the legal ball of the innings. Oh, sorry, this bowlers. Yeah, bowler spell. Oh, it's a good ball.
Well, that's a super spell for O'Reilly. She takes 1 for 18 off her 5 overs, and that's the only 4 she conceded. And what a cracking shot that was.
That was an absolutely beautiful shot. I think she should replay that a few times to herself.
Little GIF cut the clip and
Yeah.
go onto YouTube, cut that clip. Super shot though.
Send it to all your teammates to say that's how it's done.
Yeah.
This batting luck, that's easy.
So there's 1 over remaining, 51 required, and the rate is 51.
You didn't even have to get Michael Clark on the phone for that. Ash Carthy is going to finish big here, one would feel. Well, in her own mind. Oh,
Went for it. And that's what you're going to do in the last over, no matter the match situation. You've seen your way to 12. Do you go for the red inker, or do you go for glory and try and see if you can get to 20 in this last over?
well, ideally both. Hit that, sounded nice. Hit straight up to, I guess, long on-ish, deep mid-on. Anyway, just for the 1, brings Georgia back on strike. Ash moves now to 13. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Nice. Just let the hands go through the ball.
Yeah, lovely.
Cut it square at the wicket. Only gets a single for it. Deserved more. Hasley now, well, 14 for 2. As I said, Valentine figures.
It's good bowling. I can see to 14. Oh. Slap down the cow corner. Just for the 1 day.
And again, Frankie Lawless, she's been all over this pitch this evening. I'm looking forward to the day when we actually attach GPS trackers to all the players, and then Niall can bring up the where they're fielding thing. I tell you, it's not that far away.
Oh, well bowled. Just couldn't get the power on that. Wasn't sure to come forward or back. Or go back, and as a result, just popped it down at her feet. No run. Last ball of the innings, potentially.
And there it is. And Clontarf have won, and they win by 47 runs. Quite a comprehensive win for Clontarf.
Well, it's a great team performance. Unfortunately, you get to see all of it, but from what I did see, it was very impressive. I thought they fielded well. I thought the captain put positions in exactly the right spots, and more importantly, the bowlers bowled to their field. They worked hard in the field, and nothing, or not very much, got past. The positives for Pembroke is that they had one good partnership there at the end. Both batters carried their bat, and that would keep them in great stead going into the next games. And it just something for their top order to think about. That they need to work on, maybe their technique or getting forward, or just looking at how Georgia navigated those various different balls she had to face. Anyway, there were some positives but well done to Clontarf. They deserved that. It was a very comprehensive win, very convincing, and they would be feeling delighted about that.
Well, as you said, one good partnership, but it showed what was possible with a bit of application. And Pembroke will take that hope into the next game. Well, sat between the two benches and you moved and
Sorry.
it closed. Well, look at that. It's not really that dark, but it is really. The sun is that bright into our faces now. Well, it's a super shot of Pembroke on a summer evening.
Marissa Whaley helps out by picking up the flags, the boundary flags. And I think at this point, I think it's a good time to sort of say farewell to all. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Craig, again for great broadcast, and for Niall for putting together the pictures and everything else. That's magic.
Just before we go, we'll take you through the scorecards. There's Clontarf, as I say, Susan Lawless, second name down there, 43 not out. She opened with Holly Erskine, and she was there at the end with Sarah O'Reilly. A few good partnerships, but they ended up with a score of 121. The bowling figures for Pembroke, well,
there was some actually, some good bowling there especially from the young bowlers, Georgia Beattie, Susie Whaley. Pretty much neck and neck, except for Susie's got 2 wickets, Georgia's got 1. But in the context of this match, Georgia Beattie only conceded 4.8 and over. That's very good economy rate. Susie Whaley got 2 wickets for 25 of 5. Some others are, there's not too bad. Ash was a bit expensive, but sometimes that happens. Kim Garth would be surprised that she played tonight, but she did, and she picked up the wicket. And Becky Gallagher, the captain, also picked up a wicket. So they're all pretty hovering around the sort of early 20s to mid-20s runs for their bowling figures.
Well,
so it's not too bad, except for just one bowler that made a bit of a blemish, but the rest of them aren't too bad.
Well, you can see Clontarf at one stage, 23 for 3. And then they put together a partnership of 40, of 28, and of 24. And that saw them up to a total of 121 for 6. In reply, well, this is the Pembroke batting card. And it's not the prettiest card ever, that top order.
Ooh, that's not very good, is it? Yeah. Unfortunately, that reminds me of a 5th men's batting card, but what used to from last season's. But outstanding, news there, of course, is the partnership between Ashley McCarthy and Georgia Beattie. Well done to them. That was very, very impressive.
Just 2 fours scored in the innings. One was Georgia Beattie and the other one was Marissa Whaley. Well, let's have a look at the Clontarf bowling.
Actually, I think there was three fours, sorry, wasn't there? Anyway, it doesn't matter. One at each side. But that bowling card is pretty impressive. Look at those economy rates. All bowlers bowled quite tight and quite well. Only 4 wickets down, but that was enough. They just needed to keep the run rate down, and they were going to win this. So, look at those partnerships: 3, 5, 6, 10. Then
That's
slight
not
little.
partnership, that's the score.
I know. I know. But I wasn't meaning that way. I just thought, look, with that 4 down for 10, you're never really going to be in a strong position. Even you can't win from those sorts of positions. It's very, very rare to leave that much work for your teammates, and so as a result, they only posted 74. But
there's the
lots of learnings.
There's that good long partnership.
Yeah.
Again, the angle of the line not matching Clontarf. The gap was only getting bigger.
Well, you can't expect sort of your mid to lower order to. You need your top order to score the majority of the runs. That's what they're there for. And if that fails, it's just too much work. So, as the dulcet tones of the party fade into the background. You can see the match summary there.
Anything to show? You want the score bar? Well, ladies and gentlemen, James, thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching today. Niall is now going to show you some highlights. In a desperate attempt to stop you turning over to the golf. So, from James and myself, from Niall, good night.
Good night.